What are you showing?
Right, so that's a demo of DS5, so it's an ARM development suite for Linux and Android applications and systems. And this short demo is just displaying our new feature in energy profiling.
So the mic.
Yes. Yes, so we have developed a small dongle that will actually capture information about the power being used by the system. And this short demo shows what did I do. So in this moment I've just launched a while true loop on my target. Therefore I have loaded the CPU to its limits. Here we can see that exactly in the same moment the power usage displayed on the bottom graph went up. Okay? Now, a couple of seconds later I have caused some graphics activity. Then this graph here is actually information about the GPU fragment processor activity. So here I just click the button and the Android displayed stuff. And we can see that at the same moment the power goes up as well. When the GPU processor stops, power goes down, GPU starts again, power goes up. In this moment I have killed my while true process. The CPU stopped, the top graph is CPU activity, and the power went down to the same level as initial. We can see that we can see at the bottom of the processor list there is a heat map. So the redder, the darker the slice is, the more CPU activity in this case is attributed to a particular process. I can switch it to see the heat map for GPU activity as well. And actually, now I can observe what process is attributing to the usage. So the surface flinger does the green part of the diagram of the GPU fragment right now. If I select other process, it will change. It will now display just the part of the GPU activity attributed to the other thread.
So, what kind of this are you working on? What do you do with this?
I'm actually just a Linux person providing consultancy and expertise of open source expertise to other people from our division doing these tools.
Using these tools?
No, they are developing those tools. The system design division of ARM is actually making those tools. Profilers, debuggers, we are the tools people.
So you were involved in making DS5 software?
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
And so that's kind of new, or it's been for a while, but now there's a new version of it that's free or something?
Right, so it's not really new as in DS5, because DS5 is just an evolution of the long line of ARM development suite. It was released for the first time. The 5.1 was released 2 years ago, more or less. And since for last couple of months, 6 months, we have a community edition, which is free of charge. It is aimed at mostly small companies developing native Android applications, and it can do it provides a subset of functionality you've seen right now. It can do basic system profiling. It can do native native application debugging. It can do some of the fanciest stuff, but it still can make the life with Android NDK much easier.
So that's like graphs to try to figure out where there might be bugs or something?
Well, this view you see here is a system overview, I would call it. So this will give you a hint where does the efficiency, where your application is misbehaving. This view can be easily used, for instance, in a case when you have an application using a game doing some graphic stuff, and now you don't really know whether your game, which is generating less frames per second than it should, is CPU bound, so you have a problem with your CPU side of your algorithm, or maybe it's GPU bound, your objects are too complicated. Just a simple glimpse at this graph usually gives you a overview, or at least gives you some idea where should you improve.
So you connect it to your device.
There is a small data acquisition software running on your target, and you essentially pull the performance data out of your target over TCP/IP, over Ethernet.
But it's not something that anybody can install on the Android phone to measure what every app does.
No, because it's a system-level component. But it's right now the target dependencies are available in all the Linaro builds. So if you have your development platform or Odroid, for instance, and you have the developer system based on this, you can use it.
So what kind of things were you doing here in ARM Connect?
networking with people, doing some real work by the keyboard, talking to others, discussing what will we do, how will we cooperate in the near future.
And so you, at ARM, you work on the tools like the GS5?
Yes, I work with the tools, I work with ARM platforms, I do kernel development, I do provide support for other members of our teams, yes.
Alright, so GS5, TBUG, more information.